Welcome back to the original box set Shadowrun podcast. In the last episode, Sunny found out more information about who is behind the string of arsons. She and Trollface went to Quickshot's last known location to find him. Something must have gone wrong, though, based on the smell coming from inside the apartment. Will this leave the investigation at a dead end? Our GM is Max, and he loves his puns. Sunny Day is played by Cassie. We hope you enjoy listening.
Where'd we leave off at?
We left off with Sunny and Terrence just threw a potted plant through the window to break it so they could get inside.
Yes.
Woo!
Yes, here we go. Sun Apartments next to Calvary Cemetery, and the gentleman you're looking for goes by the name of Quickshot.
Yes.
And he is not at home.
Are you sure?
He is definitely not at home. The apartment's front entrance area, there's no foyer, it mainly becomes into a living room. There's a couch, furniture, little coffee table, nice sectional that makes one of those around the coffee table scenarios and creates like a little walkway and some shelves and tripod, and you got a nice little kitchen kind of setup. The smell that hits you is pretty strong.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Are you sure he's not home?
No. From the doorway, you can see a pair of heels, a woman's feet or man's feet in heels. The room is long.
Mm-hmm.
You got a living room section, a small dining room section, then a kitchen section that kind of loops around into an area that you can't see directly.
Okay.
There's a hallway to the left-hand side. It looks like it goes to other doors, and there is no door along the left-hand wall. So that might be a backup against another apartment.
Mm.
But you can see behind the couch, near the dining room setup, there is a pair of feet, maybe a woman's feet or man's feet in high heels. The heels are pointed down.
Like, are they parallel to the floor?
They're parallel to the couch.
So the body is laying face up or face down?
Face down.
So face down on the ground?
Behind the couch. So all you can see is the feet.
Okay. Well, we're going in, right?
If you want to.
I'll look at Terrence.
There's a decent swarm of flies in the
Around
room.
Terrence? Oh.
No, it's coming out of the apartment. Small.
Well, I'm still looking at Terrence.
He's putting something over his mouth at this time to kind of cover it up.
Do I have to make a guts roll?
Yes, this is called composure.
Oh, yeah, composure.
There's no guts in this game.
Yes, there is. I get a +2 dice pool for it.
That's +2 to composures. And wills against...
Oh, man. I only got 1 success.
Okay, you're unnerved by the smell, and you find it hard to enter the room.
Oh, no, 2 successes.
Okay, that's different.
Whew, I was like, 14 dice and only 1 success? That sucks.
Yeah, it does kind of suck. Oh, yeah, he's got a nice whopping 11 dice to work with.
I think next time I'll just buy successes for composure.
I think that's what he's going to do. He's just going to buy 2. So he buys 2 as well, covering his mouth with a nose and mouth with a handkerchief. And he'll offer 1 to you as well.
Yeah, I'll take 1. Yeah. Okay. Is it ones that I can wrap around? Or okay,
well,
yeah.
It's meant for him, so
oh,
it's
yeah.
a troll
So,
size.
yep, I can do that.
Probably even turn it into a small dress.
So yeah, I'm going to put over my nose and mouth, tie it in the back like a bandit, like a train robber.
Okay.
Yeah, and then unlock the door so we can get in.
Yeah, the door's already unlocked and open. You're stepping in first. You come to the end of the couch, look over. There's a woman laying there. There's a huge brown stain around where her neck is. There's a toppled over chair. You see that there's some stuff on the table. It looks like paperwork, bills. There is, right off first glance, you don't see any phones around, electronic devices. There does seem to be food on the counter from where you're standing now, seeing into the smaller kitchen. So it looks like food was being made.
Okay. I'm going to put some gloves on.
Okay.
Because gloves are important when you're about to touch a dead body.
And a crime scene.
Because somebody's going to find it real quick now that we broke the window. So, might not heard it over the sound of her TV turned up. So, there's that.
Okay.
But, yeah, so I'm going to go up to the body, see if there's any identifying stuff, if there's a purse lying around, if she was in a dress or if she had pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She is wearing so she's dressed to go to work in a business style attire.
Okay.
I'm just checking the days.
Okay.
What she's wearing basically tells me what day she died on.
Ah, gotcha.
There's a purse. It's nearby. It's on the ground as well. It's been opened up.
Okay.
Looks like you don't have any investigation skills.
No, I don't.
You have medical skills.
Yes.
And you have perception.
Yes.
Terrence also has perception. You're looking through her pockets.
Mm-hmm.
You find a Sony Emperor phone and a Metalink. 2 phones.
So I'm going to carefully retrieve the phone. They were both in her pockets?
Yep, one pocket and another pocket.
Yeah, so she's going to carefully retrieve them, try not to move the body too much.
Uh-huh.
And, look over at Terrence and be like, what do you think happened? I mean, other than somebody being murdered.
He leans a little bit farther in, and you notice that the brown stain, which comes from her neck, definitely looks like she was garroted.
Mm.
It's really, really tight. So he sits there and goes, I'm not really good with this kind of stuff, but I'm going to say that...
wrong place, wrong time?
Maybe the wrong friend.
Hmm.
I mean, this still could be, our guy. He could have done this.
Yeah.
We knew he was here. Maybe there might be a relationship between her and that guy. You notice the Metalink has the letters STM on them. Big stamp, like a corporation logo.
So it could be a business phone?
Yep.
Okay. I would like to look in the purse to see if I can find any identification.
Yes, you can definitely find... Well, the identification is kept on phones.
Oh, right. I forgot.
Yeah. So you're not going to find an ID in there. Maybe some paperwork and credit cards. Her name is Angelina Skillings. And you find an ID badge to STM Auto Parts.
Okay.
Now, you don't know who these people are, but she's definitely has a badge associated with it.
What did you say?
Angela Skillings, and she has a work badge for STM Auto Parts.
I'm not there yet.
Okay.
Skillings?
Skillings.
Okay. And what did you say?
STM Auto Parts.
Okay.
The badge design, STM, matches on the phone.
Okay. Well, this is a new development.
All right. He's going to be able to buy 2 successes on a perception, so he's going to start wandering around.
Okay. What can I do with... I can roll my perception, I guess?
Yeah.
It's logic plus perception?
Yeah.
Okay.
And do you want to focus in... If you focus in, let's say, I'm perceiving the body, that gives you bonus dice. I'm looking around the room. You don't get bonus dice.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at the body.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I add anything?
Oh, yeah, you get 2 extra dice.
Oh, 2 extra dice? Okay.
Yep. Doesn't increase your limit, but you don't need that. Well, I mean, it doesn't increase your limit, it just gives you more dice. So you're focusing on.
Right.
And you have medical knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
She was attacked from behind. And she was... It doesn't look like it was a garrote, like a thin piece of metal wrapped around her throat. It looks like something really hard and rigid, like a cyber limb, clamped around her throat and then crushed it really hard. I know you might not remember this, but in your conversation with Maddie, she sat there and said, yeah, I know Quickshot. He's a hitter, shooter. He has a cyber limb.
Oh, okay.
So it definitely looks like something hard and metallic crushed her throat enough to pierce the skin and cause the bleeding. So it's not like a slash from side to side.
Right. Okay. Make a note of that.
Okay. She's a woman in her 40s, so she's not like a young, damsel in distress. She's a much older woman. Well, she's a woman in her 40s, and you've got 2 phones, a Sony Emperor, and a Metalink. Mm-hmm. Let's see what else you can find on her.
I wouldn't say we could find too much on her. Maybe something in her purse, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading through. Some cosmetics in her purse. There are frequent gas card. It's a gas card you can get, and they punch holes in it when you go to stuffer shacks that buy gas. when you guys were driving into this area, you saw one on the way into this area, so that might be the one that she frequents.
Okay. But now I'm wondering who this apartment was registered to. If it was registered to him, or if it was registered to whoever this woman is.
Yeah.
This Angela.
Okay. Sorting through her purse, you will find papers. It is a letter. Actually, no, you'll find this in the table of papers.
Okay.
It's a letter from management of STM Warehouse approving a 12-day vacation.
For Angela?
For Angela. And it says specifically, removing her from duties of warehouse inventory and her at-home phone answering services.
I don't know how to write this down.
Just removing her of duties. She had a 12-day vacation.
Okay.
And the date on it, she's in about day 8. Yeah, day 8 of her vacation.
How long do you think the body's been here?
You can make a medical estimation. She's entered into putrefaction, which means...
So is she gassing up?
Yeah, she's gassing up. She's kind of swollen. So she's probably about a week old. 5 to 7 days is putrefaction. Actually, it can go all the way to 12, but...
It depends on the humidity and temperature and all that kind of stuff.
The place has been pretty sealed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's no animals that live in the house to do anything to the body.
Yeah. Well, have you found anything?
He sits there and says someone was making food, and they got a decent setup here. And you see he's playing with his phone at this point in time.
What are you
taking pictures?
Oh, okay.
And he sits there and goes, I'm just taking a few pictures. I'm about to call Angie. Unless you want to call your friend Zoe.
I can try her, but I don't know. She hasn't been answering lately.
Okay.
We'll use Angie. I'm going to go into the other, like, a bedroom area, maybe.
Okay.
And do you want me to re-roll my perception since I'm switching?
Yeah, since you're switching, yeah.
Alright, and I don't get the +2 because I'm searching the room, right?
That's correct.
Okay. I only got 1 success.
Okay. The things you'll notice is...
These dice don't like me today. I'm going to switch dice.
The first thing that you'll notice is the toilet seat's up.
Okay. Give me a moment while I put all these away.
Sure, not a problem.
I like them. They're all
Would
so
you like
pretty.
to use the Warhammer dice?
No. But thank you.
Okay.
I'm going to get out my sparkly red ones next.
Okay.
Okay.
So, you notice the toilet seat's up.
Okay.
And what does that tell you?
That the last person was a guy to use it.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
You walk into the room. The bed is made up. So the room's definitely picked up and taken care of. And you see that there's a desk in the corner of the room with a computer set up on it and everything. There's a couple of screens, nice little MCTI computer setup. So basically headset, jack, mouse, keyboards, whole bunch of interface stuff, printers. You see it's a at-home workstation. Immaculate, very well taken care of. You got an inbox, outbox, stuff piled up.
So this is where she would work at home.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like a man and a woman live here?
The bed's big enough for 2 people, but the answer to that question is no. You definitely see that there is paraphernalia for a woman. Makeup, nightstand has stuff on it on one side. The other side doesn't seem to have too much on it.
Okay.
Walking around the room, you see the desk. It has drawers. It has one of those little slidey things that come out. It's an older model desk, the thing you slide out that you could put pieces of paper on to write on.
Yeah.
The kind of flat drawer that's not actually holds anything, just a piece of hardwood.
Okay, yeah. So I can pull that out or open up the drawers or anything?
You slide that sucker out, and there is a nice collection of pieces of paper with phone numbers on and stuff. And notes, passwords listed. And you notice there are 3 passwords listed for 3 phones.
I will take those passwords down.
Okay.
So we're missing
Take
a
a picture.
phone. Yeah.
Okay.
We're either missing a phone or the phone is part of her work desk, maybe.
The work desk is an MCTI station, which means right now this device is in communication with a
remote
host.
server?
Yeah, it's a host somewhere.
Okay.
So you could disconnect it, but then a host is going to be like, part of me has come up missing.
Yeah, exactly.
And-
don't want to...
yeah.
Nah. Okay.
But there are phone numbers. You begin looking through it. It seems to be a bunch of codes for phone numbers, people to call, districts and stuff like that. You being familiar with dealing with workstation kind of workflow management.
Yeah, that's where she keeps... It's because, in the office where I worked, you had to make sure you don't have any sensitive materials out on your desk. So hiding it like that's pretty clever.
Looking through the drawers, you find mostly stationery. You find a variety of like plugins, paperwork, rolls of paper, extra paper for the printer. Just a variety of things which would be in a desk drawer. Nothing that actually catches you off guard. Not even a gun, as far as it goes for the desk.
Okay.
There are 2 dressers, 2 nightstands under the bed. There's a small bathroom for showering, and there's also a main bathroom. And then there's just the guest room.
Okay. I'll check the guest room then.
Filled with boxes.
Okay, so it doesn't look like anybody's lived here.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so do you want to kind of sort through the boxes and see what you're looking at?
Yeah.
Okay. On the boxes, as you begin looking through them, you can re-roll your perception. You can stick with a 1.
I'm gonna re-roll if that's okay.
That's fine.
See what happens.
Ooh, much better.
1, 2. Well, not really. 2 successes. Well, it's a 100% improvement.
That is true. So, as you're looking through the boxes, it's like Christmas tree stuff and whatnot. This room is just mainly boxes shoved in here. You also know, like I said beforehand, the bed in the other room is a 2-person bed. So there's no bed in here. It's just boxes. And then you're finding boxes that there and says Larry's stuff. Yes, Larry's stuff.
And that was the name that Maddie gave me, right?
No, Maddie told you his name was Karsten Lund.
All right.
You hear Trollface, Terrence in the other room talking. Yeah, it's Angie.
Okay.
Hey, Angie, I need you to do me some favors. I'm in a new place and I'm looking at some stuff and I need to find out who actually lives here. I'll put you on call. How does, I can slide you 500 over and just see what you can do to help out. All right, great. This is the address. And he starts belting. Go ahead and use my information to figure out the address. Okay, thanks. Call me when you got something. Bye.
So I'm gonna check up a couple boxes of Larry's stuff. Just
military BDUs.
What's a BDU?
Basic camo clothing.
Oh, okay.
Basic clothes for military people.
Gotcha.
Boots and stuff like that. Boots, camo gear, military stuff. You find the one of the military uniforms has the name Skillings on it.
Okay, so maybe a brother or a husband. Ex-husband.
Ex-husband, possibly. I mean, the box is labeled Larry's stuff.
Widowed.
Yeah.
But nothing that really stands out.
After sorting through the boxes, you do find paperwork for STM.
Mm-hmm.
So you find some paperwork, banker-sized boxes. You start filing through it. Make a logic. Do you have any knowledge skill for bureaucracy or administration?
Nope. The closest I have is organized crime.
Yes,
but that's not gonna be
just
anything.
default to your logic then.
Okay. 1 success.
1 success is more than enough. What you're looking at seems to be a collection of basically performance reviews for people she works with.
Mm-hmm.
She might be a management level, but you're noticing that there's a large collection of paperwork revolving around warehouse inventory information. Basically like a copy of a checklist. So, you have the white, the blue, the pink, and the yellow, and then you go through and you make a bunch of checklists. It looks like she saved a bunch of the blue copies. And it looks to be warehouse checklist stuff.
Okay. Does it say anything in particular?
Mostly about car parts. The warehouse stuff seems about car parts. Lots of car parts and stuff. You recognize some of the words like muffler, carburetor.
Okay. So this is an inventory checklist or a maintenance checklist?
Looks like an inventory checklist, yeah.
Is Karsten Lund on any of the employee performance reviews?
So you flip to like maybe an earlier dates and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
No, you're not finding anything.
Okay.
Terrence walks in the door, looks in, and goes, "Oh, somebody just moved in, planning on moving?"
I think it's just her storage closet.
I got Angie running some checks to try to figure out who this place is it goes to.
Well, it's probably Angela Skillings.
Okay.
Yeah. She works for STM Auto Parts.
Huh.
I found passwords for 3 comms, but only 2.
Only 2, and one of them didn't have stuff on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be a work phone.
It is.
I'm gonna go check the front door, make sure we don't have any guests coming.
Okay.
And,
we'll probably have to get out of here soon.
Yeah, check around the room. Maybe you can find the third comm. I don't think it's going to be in here.
No.
I'll check the bathroom as I go through.
Okay.
Hey, did you notice the toilet seat was up?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, that means there was a guy here.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't think he lives here.
You don't?
Mm-mm.
You think it was like a...
I didn't see any guy stuff in there.
None?
None.
I'll check the bathroom itself for any guy stuff. And then I'm going to go check the front door. And he walks off.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll have a look around and see if I can find the third comm.
Okay.
That's what he said, right?
Yeah, he said try to find the third one. Might be useful.
I mean, I don't think I'm going to find it in a bunch of boxes.
No.
So... And it's definitely not on her. Or in her purse.
Yep.
So, I guess I'll start by going into the bedroom and checking again, like under the bed or somewhere where it could have fallen.
Okay. Make another perception check if you like. Otherwise, you got 2 to work with.
I'm gonna try it.
Go for another one.
Yeah. 6 successes.
The nightstand that has things on it, there's also paperwork piled up on top of another Sony Emperor. So you find another one. This one's plugged into the wall. So you're walking around, you're like, look under the bed, you see a plug in the wall, you begin following the cord up. Bam.
Okay.
So you shuffle it off, and there it is.
Is there anything on the paperwork?
You notice that she has, I'm going to try to imagine what would be paperwork by the side of the bed. Because it says, I described it as paperwork.
Well, it might not be paperwork. It might just be like...
On book.
Yeah.
It was on top of a book. This was a romance novel.
Yeah.
It was underneath a romance novel.
Okay.
And, so there's that, yeah.
All right. So we've got something to work with. And I got passwords for them.
Yep.
So that's good. Let's see. I'm going to take a look through at everything as I'm heading towards, from the back bedroom into the hallway. Basically making another round before we head out.
Okay. You're doing a fuller sweep, checking the desk another time, maybe looking through the dresser drawers.
I probably won't go through the desk again. But I'll probably check the drawers maybe, just to confirm that there's no men's clothing in there. If they shared a dresser or something,
Okay. All right. You won't go through them, but you check them. Is that what you mean?
I don't know.
What did you say it again?
So I wanted to check the drawers, to see if there's anything in there. Or, to see if there's, men's clothing in there, if they shared a dresser, something.
Okay. Just opening them and look, going, yes, no, something like that?
Well, you open them and then you...
you move stuff around.
Yeah.
Okay. In her underwear drawer, underneath the underwear, you find a piece of paper. It's a sticky note with the name Yamiri.
How do you spell?
Yumiri. Or it might be Yamiri. But
yeah, probably Yumiri.
Yumiri. And there's a phone number attached to it.
Okay. I will peel that off and add it to my collection.
Okay. You hear Terrence in the front. Yeah, alright. So, what else do you think you can find out? Okay. Alright, that's good to know. I'm going to hang out here for a little bit, and, when I give you a call back, I'll get you some more, but, don't worry, I'll pay you for services. I'm just going to give you another 500 retain you for the next 3 hours. Yeah, that sounds good. Alright. Thanks, Angie. Bye.
Okay.
Alright.
So, yeah.
He's standing by the door as you come into the front room. He sits there and he's got his hand over his face. And he says, Angie says that this place is under the name of a woman by the name of Angela Skillings.
All right.
And Miss Skillings apparently has a husband who's in the military. And she couldn't get a hold of any given military records or anything. Just like, she doesn't really want to go delving into that. That's a little bit more than what we can afford for this.
Yeah, and I don't think he has anything to do with this. Is he deployed?
He most likely could be. We'd have to go through some paperwork and see if we can't find anything.
Because there was a bunch of uniforms in the...
Yeah. I don't know how that would all work out.
Yeah.
Who to call or talk to. I'm sure I could get a hold of a contact or might be able to get in touch with, if we knew a unit or something. Did you see, like, what unit it was? And you did, when you looked at the uniform, so...
Yeah, okay.
So you could do that. You could be like, well, yeah, it was, 3rd Battalion. So you could say, if you knew someone to talk to, you could be like, is this guy deployed right now? He was in the 3rd Battalion. Oh, yeah, I can look into that for you. You pay a contact, they'd look up that information. Or a friend and look up that information.
Yeah.
But he sits there and says, yeah, so it's in her name, and she's got a husband. He's not dead. And there's no dealings with her, so nobody knows about this just yet.
Well.
So what did you find?
Well, we should probably head out, and then we can talk about it.
That sounds like a wonderful idea. Let me give a once-over to make sure everything looks good.
Okay.
All right. As you're walking by, he moves up behind you. The carpet only extends to the edge of the hallway, so the rest of the house is not carpeted. So he begins brushing back the carpet a little bit, and with his hand, just like brushing it, as he's walking toward the door. And it's like moving the fibers around.
What are you checking for?
I'm not checking for anything. I'm covering up my footprints.
Oh.
These size 15s will leave a mark.
Gotcha.
And that's the last thing we need.
No. Okay. Yeah, so.
Yeah. So you go up, you step outside. Nobody outside. He reaches in, he locks the door.
We should probably send in a call. Have somebody come out.
Yeah. It's going to be questionable about a broken window and stuff like that. He's looking around. There are cameras in this area, so I'm going to get Angie to clean anything up.
Okay.
Hey, I saw a baseball on the other end of the landing as we're coming up. Let me go grab that real quick. So he grabs the baseball, comes back, and tosses it in the window. This would be good.
Good enough.
And there are people around, at a distance. They're not necessarily looking at you guys.
Nobody's paying attention.
Yeah. I mean, they might look at, oh, wow, it's a troll. Oh, it's a big one. Pay attention to the fact that there's a troll there, not what the troll's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys hop into the car.
Yeah.
And he's going to turn on the AC. He's going to just take out the little potpourri chip that's stuck into a little fan thing on his AC, and he's going to put in a fresh one, even though that one's not done yet.
No, this is my car.
Oh, this is your car?
Yeah.
Then he's definitely doing that still?
Yeah. And just roll the windows down.
Yeah. Can we drive?
Yeah. Ugh. That was not what I was expecting.
Me neither. I was really hoping we'd find a guy, have a great conversation with him, and be done with this.
But he left his car there. Maybe it was Angela's car that he borrowed.
It's a good possibility. Make a note to find out if Karsten Lund has a vehicle registered in his name. You hear his phone go, whoop.
Yeah.
What else do we need to ask about?
Well, I have 3 phones and 3 passwords.
Great. That means we get one, but it's going to take a little bit to figure the right order out.
Yeah, you want to take care of that while we're driving? Sure.
He takes a look at him. Well, I tell you this much. This one right here goes to the Metalink. It's the shortest. They can't handle too high of a security code, so that solves that one. Do we need to get into her work phone?
I mean, at this point, I would say we need to get into all the phones.
All right. Let's
just to make sure.
Let's go somewhere where Angie can find us.
Okay.
And then we'll get her to take a look at these guys.
Sounds good. I also found a sticky note. She's gonna it's probably stuck to one of the phones or something. It's like that sticky note I found in her panty drawer.
Another friend?
I guess. I don't know. But yeah, Yumiri. I don't know if that's a name, but I'm assuming it is and then it's attached to that phone number.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like a Japanese sounding name.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like she definitely Made the wrong friend.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. So let's just go someplace.
I'm pretty sure that it was Karsten who killed her.
How you figure?
The markings on her neck when indicated her neck was crushed, probably by a cyberlimb.
Ooh. Yeah. So he's got cyberweb.
Yeah, one arm.
One arm. Okay. So we know he kills, and we don't know why he kills or what he's doing, and we know he's been hiring people.
We know
to burn
he
buildings.
kills, but he doesn't want to burn things down. So that's really strange. Maybe there was something else going on.
There's definitely something else going on.
Yeah.
All right, let's call Angie. Angie, he sits there and goes, make a note, call Angie now. Calling Angie. And then all of a sudden you hear this, hello, why am I on speakerphone? Well, that's because we need to talk to you. Oh, are we someplace okay? Yeah, we're driving around. Perfectly fine. She's like, okay. He's like, he points to you to talk.
So, we found Angela Skilling's dead. There's got to be some connection with her and Karsten Lund. And I don't know if it's with STM Auto Parts, because that's where she worked, or if there's something else that we're not seeing. I don't know. She's got 3 comlinks, and we're gonna need to get into those, and I have the passwords for them.
That'll make it easier. Yeah, I can be there in just a second. You can go ahead and get them all turned on.
Okay. She was so this Angela was out on vacation. She was in day 8 of a 12-day leave from her work. She's been dead probably at least 5 days.
And Angie, you hear Angie go, ew.
Yeah, it wasn't pleasant.
I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? What happens when you're dead for 5 days?
I don't think you really want that answer.
How do you know these things?
I'm a doctor.
Why are you dating Trollface? Why is a doctor dating you? And that's what she'll say. Why is a doctor dating you? What is that supposed to mean? He says in response. She goes, never mind. Yeah, look, I'm going to go ahead and open the phones, and then all of a sudden, bloop, one comes on, bloop, another one comes on, bloop, another one comes on. She's like, those passwords were great. That was much easier. Let's see what we've got going on here. She doesn't have any in-device voicemails, but she has a digital voicemail that links these 2 phones, and the 2 Sonys go doo-doo. She goes, looks like one of them is a business, as a personal phone for family-related contacts. I see mom and dad in this one. Doo-doo. Okay. And this one over here looks like it doesn't have any contacts in it at all. Only function that's ever used is alarm clock and the radio player and a couple of other things.
Is she receiving any text messages?
Let me check that real quick. Yeah, there are some text messages here, but mostly they are advertisements and spams.
Is there one from this phone number, and I'll give her the Yumiri phone number?
She goes, not on this one. That's the one for the alarm clock one, but the other one, the other Sony goes, doo-doo. She goes, there's that number is called at least twice, and she called it once. Hey, give me a second. I'm gonna go hack Chatham Communications and see if I can't get some information on that virtual voicemail. Maybe there's something there.
Okay. Do you think somebody might have deleted everything off of that phone?
Yeah, that's exactly what's happened. There's no text messages on there. Somebody got a hold of it, deleted it. So you probably have some fingerprints there. All right. And she's just like, oh, hey, look, this is kind of interesting. That phone right there is a part of a maglock system. Yeah, check this out. She opened MetaLink, starts doing some stuff. I'm sorry, I get distracted very easily. But yeah, it's got some sort of MagLink quality to it that allows it to open doors at the STM warehouse.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, I think she was a manager or something. There was a bunch of personnel reviews and all sorts of stuff.
Very cool. STM warehouse is where like almost 40% of all automotive parts come into Seattle at. That's you know, if I had the money and I worried about cars, I might buy that off you. Trollface sits there goes, yeah, but it's not for sale. Not yet, anyways. She says, well, keep me in mind. All right, I'm in Chatham now. Woo. Paper walls, paper walls. Woo, they've got a spider on detail. Give me a second. I got to go invisible for a little bit. Here we go. All right, I got it. The virtual mail's open. Let's see. I got a lot of messages in here.
Okay.
Focusing in on this one phone number. Yes, there is a message. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
I'm going to share it with you. I'm not going to exclude you and make me hear it for the first time only. That's not how I work, she says. Plays at you this. Hello, Miss Skillings. This is you, Mary. You contacted me the other day about the man that you wanted to know more information on. Private background check. Yes, ma'am. I have succeeded. I would like to let you know that Terry is not his actual name, and he has a police record. Miss Skillings, I would like to get a chance to talk to you again. If you would please give me a call back. It is utmost important that you and I talk. I do not think Mr. Lund is a safe man. Your friend Terry has a very bad criminal record. And that's it. And it says, please call me at this phone number and stuff.
Wow. Okay. So she hired a private investigator.
To find out who Terry was.
Huh.
And Terry was actually Karsten Lund.
Yeah. Sounds like maybe we can get some more information from this Umiri guy.
Angie sits there and goes, I can bring up what information I can about him if you would like to. It's within the contracted deal.
Okay.
Searches say that he's a detective working for the Kagami Police Department over in Tacoma. He's actually a registered dick.
Really?
Yeah. So apparently that's part of their services they offer is private investigations by an actual licensed police officer.
I really don't want to go into a Kagami police station and talk to a detective about a dead woman.
Yeah, that would be, that's right up there with a high level of stupid.
Maybe we can call him directly?
Yeah, we could do that.
We can call him on that phone, right?
Yeah, and he's going to think that it's Miss Skillings.
And then we can
tell him, yeah, we can definitely do that. We can work that. You hear Angie's sister go, hey, this might be too soon, but is there a possibility that you could hold off on that? I could totally use her ID to do a couple of things. I mean, I do need some sins laying around. And you hear Terrence sister and goes, no, Angie, we're using this woman's sin for to take care of business already. We're not gonna. No, you're jumping the gun here. She's like, my last ID person ditched on me, so I need a new person.
Well, I mean, I know someone.
Terrence goes, yeah, she knows somebody.
She's actually really fast.
She goes, good, because I need some new IDs. And I tell you what, I can even mask the detection. I can even, if you hook me up with somebody who can do IDs, then I will make sure to make that phone, that comlink, unnoticeable.
Okay.
I can do that.
Yeah, I'll send you over her information.
Okay. Just let me know when you want to make that phone call, and I'll be ready.
Okay, well, do you think we need to make that phone call now?
Trollface kind of sits there for a minute. Yeah, let's, can you figure out which station he works at? And she goes, yeah, and gives an address. All right, let's go to the station and sit across the street and make the phone call.
Okay.
That way, if they decide to suddenly jump outside and run off, we know what they're doing, and then we can...
Follow him?
Follow him, or make an exit. Depends on what happens next.
Right. Okay. Sounds like a plan.
So, Angie sits there and says, all right, I've secured the phone. Go ahead and make your call when you're ready.
So we'll drive over there.
To Tacoma.
Yeah, to Tacoma. I mean, I assume that we're probably in Tacoma, or else we wouldn't.
Yeah.
And then, over to the Kagami station where he works at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you parked outside.
It's late, so he might not be there.
Yeah.
But it's worth a shot.
So the phone rings, and after a moment or two, the call ends. And Angie says, whoa, the phone service automatically redirected it to another location. Let me check into this before you finish that phone call.
Okay.
I'm sorry I didn't warn you, but it happened so quickly.
Oh, that's fine.
She goes, okay, his office phone automatically reroutes to what looks to be his house phone. His address, he actually lives in Tacoma, and he's probably a few blocks away from where you guys are at. I'll go ahead and send you the address to your comm.
Okay.
Trollface. And he pops up.
Yeah, then we'll head over to his house instead.
So, yeah, it's a nice little suburban house. 2 cars out front. Definitely see signs of what looks to be like a small children's playground in the back of it.
Mm-hmm.
White picket fence. Looks like the American dream.
Okay. Very nice.
Angie goes, okay, you're secure. All the way through.
All right, so we'll call again.
All right. She says it's been rerouted. Phone rings for once or twice. Oh, hello, Miss Skillings, a voice says as it picks up.
Detective Yumiri.
You are not Miss Skillings.
No, I'm not.
Who is this?
An invested third party.
Are you working for Lund?
No, I'm trying to find him.
You're trying to find Lund?
Yes.
Are you working for or with... Are you working with police?
I look over at Terrence. No.
He sits there and goes... I'm trying to think how he'd put it. Yeah, actually he would stop and he'd just clear his throat. Why are you calling me? From Mrs. Skilling's phone.
Because we paid a visit to Miss Skilling's house, thinking that it was Mr. Lund's. And we found her murdered.
Oh my. Give me 1 minute to step outside. And you hear a bunch of noise and then whatnot. And it's a bit chilly and it's raining. And then you see him step out onto his porch and he's putting a jacket on. And he sits there and picks the phone back up. Okay, I'm in a place that is private. No one can hear me talk. And Terrence is sitting there fishing into his pocket and pulling out a small radar dish, pointing it over there. Totally hear me talk. Yeah. All right, so anyway, she says, no one... please describe to me what you are saying.
We attempted to enter Miss Skilling's apartment, and had to break her window. Regardless, that's what you're gonna find. She's was face down behind the couch. Looked as if her throat was crushed by a cyber limb. Probably dead maybe 5 days. And putrefaction has definitely set in. It's not good.
As you're doing this, he leans over with his little phony device and you see it's a text message from Angie that says, by the way, forgot to mention I'm changing your voice a little bit. And then he leans it back as he's listening to everything.
Okay. We were hoping that you would be able to give us additional information on where we can find Mr. Lund in exchange for us providing you this information.
I can tell you a few things, but I am weary to deal with you in this manner. It is not a very honorable way to deal with a death in such a way over a phone with a person that is a stranger. Okay. I understand your desire to remain anonymous, and I will respect that.
How would you like to deal with it, Detective?
My precinct has protocols that we must follow through. I need to report this within an hour. So between now and the next hour, I would have to have a chance to talk more about this. And only discuss the things I know, because all of my files are not with me. They are elsewhere. I wish to help you find him, if he is the one who has done this terrible thing. But I also want him brought to justice.
Look over at Terrence.
He gives a thumbs up.
Well, if we can help you find him, we will definitely make that happen.
I cannot promise you any form of commission for this work, and I do not know your qualifications to assist. But I assume by the position that you have put yourself in, you know what you are doing. And you see him walking out into the rain, and you can hear noise on the phone too. He's just saying, I'm going to head to my office to grab a few files, and then I will be at the Calgary Cemetery for a little while. There's a large mausoleum there. You will be there, and I will be there. Come along.
Thank you. So.
And you see him get in his car and drive off, and it clicks. Yeah. He hangs up.
Okay, so Well, I guess I have a meeting.
He sits there, Terrence like, well, he didn't know who you were, so I could show up.
You could, but that's very intimidating, don't you think?
He shrugs.
Besides, I can dress in something different. A little more concealing. Although I don't see how it could be any more concealing with the overalls and everything.
Angie, and then you hear her pop in. Yeah? He sits there and goes, I'm going to need to retain you. I mean, I got you for 3 hours, but I'm going to retain your services for the rest of the night. 15 sound okay? She goes, yeah, until the sun comes up. How does that sound? She's like, yeah, that's perfectly fine, but I do want to let you know that I have a raid in about 40 minutes, and I can't just dip out on this one again because you're chasing dead people. He's like, that's fine. Whatever it is that you do, but I want to retain your services till the sun comes up. I mean, I'm paying you 2.5. Come on. And she's like, yeah, I know, but if I'm a little distracted, I'm a little distracted. You need to let me know what you want from me ahead of time. Okay, fair enough. When we get there, I want you to monitor all communications, make sure he isn't being followed, look for any drones and all that good stuff and stealth technology in the cemetery. And she goes, well, Calgary Cemetery is a big dead spot, by the way, so it's going to be kind of hard. Well, I mean, it's not going to be hard if I go down there, but I'm not leaving my house, so you're going to be in a blank spot for just a short period of time. All right, well, then I'll be nearby. You'll be fine.
That's fine. And I will do my best to make sure I'm not followed.
With that said, Terrence makes sure his gun's loaded. He is going to call to another contact and say, hey, I just want you to be on standby till the sun comes up. I'll pay you $500. This is where I'm going to be at. And, if I give you a signal, if I give you a text message, the text message secret code, you're going to come to the Calgary Cemetery and find out what happened. Just because meeting with cops is always a dangerous situation.
Yeah.
You're about to walk up to a police detective and try not to get arrested.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be hard. I think I can talk my way out of it, though. Okay. Pretty confident.
Because, you just broke and enter, stole property from a crime scene, and then an associate of you broke and entered the digital theft related to the whole thing.
We're going to be going in. We're going to be going to the cemetery right now and making sure that everything's set up. So I'm going to be out there monitoring for people. So in case they try to move faster.
It's a nice light drizzle when you get back to the Calgary Cemetery.
Okay.
Sun Apartments is within eyesight of where you're at. As you look around and you find the mausoleum that he's talking about in the northwest corner.
Okay. So I assume that Terrence is going to be in the car somewhere.
No, he's going to be hiding in the shadows.
Okay.
He's going to pull out his black suit, the rainproof one. He's going to put on a nice small concealing hat, and then he's going to stand in the shadows. And he's going to watch it from a distance with binoculars.
Okay. So, yeah, I'll have a long rain slicker on, I suppose. Mm-hmm. And a, probably a hat of some kind. Umbrella.
Okay.
Something to kind of conceal my face a little bit. Because I don't have a physical mask.
So you could lean the umbrella over and cast a shadow over your face. Mm-hmm. There are streetlights in the cemetery.
Okay.
So there's that to work with. They buzz, make that popping noise.
Gotcha. I could do my makeup different.
Yeah?
Yeah. I believe they call it blocking.
Yeah, definitely block your face a little bit so that your proportions are different.
Yeah. So yeah, I can do that. I'm pretty sure.
So Angie sits there and says, I've watched his phone. He's now at the police station. I'm watching what's going on, but I can't get too close. I'm watching what's going on from outside, and I see icons moving around, but their host is pretty powerful, and they've got like 6 spiders in the building, so I can't get in.
6?
6. Yeah, so Kagami is really kind of high tech. So I don't know if he's contacted anybody, but they actually use drones, automated vehicles. Officers don't even drive their own cars. Wow. Somebody is driving their car remotely. So, yeah, they're pretty high-tech stuff, but I'm keeping an eye out.
Okay.
You're going to hang out here in the cemetery?
Yeah, I am. All right. Make sure everything's on point.
The drizzle starts turning into a nice misty rain as you get the notification from Angie. He's left the building, he's gotten to his car, and he's heading toward the cemetery. Is it
mist or is it rain?
Misty rain. So it's like droplets with a lot of spray going on.
Okay.
And he's left, and he's heading for the cemetery. She gives you a little indicator on your phone that kind of gives you an idea of where he's at.
Okay.
And so you get to see his car pull up and stop. And you look around, you can see him get out. You saw him on the porch. A young Asian man, trench coat, comes out. No umbrella or anything. And he just begins hustling through the cemetery. He's got big round glasses on and everything. And he begins heading for the mausoleum. Now, do you want to be on the side that's toward him or the side that's away from him? The light's on both sides.
Well, aren't there 4 sides to a mausoleum? Yeah. So
there's the side that's closest to him and the side that's away from him. Then there's the 2 sides that would be right toward him. I don't know how the...
I'm going to be on the shadowed side.
Okay. That would be on the side away from him.
Okay.
Okay. So you're going to be standing in the shadows of the mausoleum, so the light's on the other side. And are you going to have any part of you exposed into the light so he sees you, or are you just going to be in this light shadow completely?
I guess maybe I'll, like, when he's walking up, I'm going to be where he can see me, but then as he gets closer, I'm going to move into the shadows.
Okay.
So I'm talking, like, I don't know, 50 yards or something.
Okay.
Before he gets close. Meters. They use meters. Or 10 meters.
10's better because of the rain.
Yeah.
As he comes approaching, he's got a trench coat on. He sees you and he begins heading towards you as he's looking around. And as he gets close to the mausoleum, he sits there and says, "Excuse me, glasses have rain on them." Like, doesn't even do any good. He's got water running down his head.
Okay. When does he say that?
As he's probably about 5 meters from the mausoleum.
Okay.
You've already turned around, walked into the shadows.
Yeah. Detective Yumiri?
He stops. "You're a woman. You sound like a man on phone. I apologize."
That's quite alright.
"I don't know who I'm dealing with. A man, a woman, a stranger, a shadow."
What would she say? Sorry, blanked out.
No, that's fine. Take your time. This is an epic moment to build some serious mystery.
Yeah. Who I am is irrelevant. What we can do together is what's important. And I'd like to find Lund as much as you do.
He sits there and gives a nod. It says, "Hi. I have brought I have something for you." And he reaches into his jacket.
Alright, I'm going to kind of tense up a little bit and move back in case it's a firearm. Yeah.
Okay. I wonder if the sound of a gun being drawn from the distance by a massive troll hand is audible. No, he's keeping it quiet. Alright, he pulls out a data chip. "I made a copy when I was at my desk. This is the information that I know. This might help you. I don't know. I have been looking for Mr. Lund. I am not the only one looking for Lund.
There's others?
Knight errant, lone star. He is wanted by many people. Nan, Pueblo. He has done many bad things. He is one of those Shadowrunners."
So she's going to kind of move forward a little bit, and she's going to... Is there a place where is there a ledge that he could set it on or anything? Or the ground?
Yeah.
So she's like, "You can set it on the ledge. I'll pick it up."
It's in a case, so he puts it onto the ledge. So he'll step up onto the mausoleum. You can definitely tell that he's short in stature. He's the atypical Japanese man.
Okay.
In his mid-20s. He sits there and he's standing there in the rain and he goes, "When you find him, please do not kill him. I wish to arrest him. Make sure I am there. This is a deal we make, yes?"
Yes. I think that that's a good idea.
How do I get a hold of you if I need you?
You can call Miss Gilling's phone.
He nods.
I saw that she had a husband. He'll need to know.
So unfortunate. She was a lonely individual, looking for someone to take care of her and be there with her. And he has been gone for too long. She confided in me too much. It was sad. He hangs his head down a little bit and sits there and says, "He has been in Europe, her husband, for over 10 years stationed there and has stopped talking with her some time ago. I don't know if this can help you. It's just her sad story."
And a sad ending.
Maybe we can close this book with a happy ending and put Lund behind bars.
I think we can make that happen. I'm sorry you had to find out about Miss Gillings' way. It was the last thing that we expected. Actually, it wasn't even on the list.
Why do you seek Mr. Lund?
He hired someone to do some property damage, and I want to find out who hired him. So I gotta get him first.
So you need him alive.
Yeah.
He nods. Then we will both win. He starts to turn. Do you make any effort to say anything else before he leaves?
Is there anything else that I would need to say?
Let's check. You've already told him you wanted the information from Lund, so he feels confident that you're not going to just kill him.
Mm-hmm.
You've promised to help call him so he can take him to jail.
Mm-hmm.
And then what else? He gave you data on that he's got from Lund, so he's basically giving you a police file.
Okay, yeah, so I think that's it. I don't think any, goodbyes are necessary.
Yeah, so he's not going to say goodbye. He's just going to turn and walk away.
Okay. And when he gets far enough away, I'll reach out and take the disc.
Yeah, it's a little
chip.
Chip.
Data chip.
All right, you pick the chip up. You notice your coat pocket lights up suddenly, as if you received a text message.
Okay. I will put it in my pocket and then pull my phone out.
It's a message from 4 minutes ago. Still don't see you.
Okay.
Just letting you know that there's a lag or delay because you're in a dead spot.
Okay. So I will do some perceptioning around the area as I'm making my way across the cemetery. I'm not walking towards Terrence because I don't know if I've been followed. So I'm probably walking to the other catty corner of the cemetery to find my way out of the place, and so he can just meet me somewhere. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Make a perception check.
I think that there would probably be something more flying than crawling, so that's kind of what I'm looking for.
Not a problem.
1, 2 successes.
As you're wandering, there's lots of trees giving decent amount of cover, so you're looking over to see if you can see or hear anything. The rain cuts down on noise a lot, so if it was making noise, it's going to be harder to hear because of the rain. So you're walking around looking up and whatnot, and you hear the sound of a metal grate make a bunch of banging noise as you're moving through the north. Because he was to the south of the cemetery, so he's walking south. You're heading a bit more north, and Terrence is more off to your east.
Mm-hmm.
So you're heading north back towards your car, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
The long way around.
The long way around to your car. So you're going through part of the cemetery you didn't go through beforehand, and you hear a huge metal grate slide and bang. Looking off to your left-hand side, you see part of what looks to be a sewer, a concrete buildup with 2 metal coverings over to like let water in and stuff like that. And one of them's picked up and moved to one side. Something is pulling itself up out of the sewer. As soon as you're looking in that direction, its head looks to the left. Its head comes around to the right to where you're at. Its eyes glisten in the darkness. Its fucking skin is purplish colored. Its teeth are huge as it hisses. It makes that roar.
So, yeah, I'm gonna run.
Okay.
Super fast.
Super fast.
As fast as my long legs can carry me. I don't need to fight. Alright, initiative. I only got one. 11.
11. I don't know what their stats are. And it's only one of them.
Is it a ghoul?
Yeah. You're in a cemetery.
Yeah.
The
ghouls come out at night.
The ghouls come out at night. You're at night. You're in a cemetery.
I forgot about that.
But I didn't. Oh, yeah. 9 plus what I rolled, 12.
Oh, fuck.
Alright.
How far away is it?
We'll say 2d6 times 3 in meters. What's that?
7.
7 times 3, 21 meters away.
So that's kind of far.
Hey, that's like 60 feet.
Yeah. He might not make it.
3 times agility. So yeah, its first action is to cover, I think it's 3 times agility.
Oh, fuck.
So it's like 9 meters it can cover. Nothing says awesome like an amazing meet with the Johnson. Oh shit, a fucking ghoul! Run!
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
She's not a fighter.
Agility times 2 or agility times 4 for running. So it has times 4 would be 12. And it knows you're farther than that, so it's going to want to sprint. To sprint, it makes a running plus strength.
Oh my god.
Doesn't have running. It has a running of 3 plus a strength of 6.
Oh my god.
So it gets 9 dice to sprint towards you. Let's see. 4, 4, 1. It's sprinting attempt. Alright, how many
Holy
successes
fuck. That's a lot, baby. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
6, and it gets 2 extra meters per hit, so that's 12 plus 12, 24.
Oh,
so as soon as it busts out, it's doing a sprinting, which is a combat. Sprinting is a complex.
I mean, I would think it would be pretty complex with that distance.
Yeah, I think it is. Running is free action, but sprinting... Yeah, there it is. Sprint. Complex action. So its full round is burst up, throwing the grate off to one side as it looks around, sees you, throwing itself, grabbing tombstones and hurtling itself over tombstone to tombstone. And as you turn and start running, it is like a spidery monster just flying over the top of all of that. So within its round, it's able to get right on top of your position. That's all it can do.
So... Shit. I'm still trying to run.
Okay,
so... So, let me ask you something. Actually, what she might do in her panic is, unintentionally cast foreboding.
Sure. There's combat paralysis, right? We have to worry about that first.
Yeah.
So she has to go through the whole I lose my first action scare.
Oh shit, you're right.
We will bypass that if you can make one hell of a composure roll. Because right now, being shot at and whatnot is versus having your face eaten off by the undead.
Yeah. Does my guts included?
Yeah, your guts get included. And if you really want to push it, you can drop your 1 edge point in there for an extra dice and re-rolling your 6s.
Yeah, I am, actually. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
4 was all you needed.
Well, I gotta really go for it, because then now I'm motivating myself. 6. So, yeah.
Yeah, alright. So I'll give you an extra 2 dice into whatever action you do. You're steeling yourself against the fact that it's like, oh man, bad things are happening. I gotta curl into... No, I just...
Yeah. Oh my god.
So you're going to throw up a foreboding on him.
I am, yes.
And I do believe foreboding came from the other book.
Yeah, I think I wrote it down.
Good,
foreboding, area spell that broadcasts feelings of imminent danger, fear, and unease to any living being. I don't know if that counts as a living being.
They're undead.
But they're still alive?
It might affect them. You're not sure. Because that would be like a knowledge arcana, and you don't have that.
I imagine this is like a reflex casting, not like she's thinking
I'm
about it.
analyzing my situation here. No, it's like I'm just gonna throw fireball.
And I think that's how we get past the combat paralysis, because it just happens.
Okay. Alright, so let's take a look at what we need to do.
It's page oh, you know what? That's probably what I didn't write down. What book is it?
The Street Grimoire.
What page did it say next to it?
112.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So I'm thinking that foreboding is a good choice. I don't know if she would have the frame of mind to influence it to go away, to use influence instead. Like, to tell it to stop. Which one do you think? Because it can kind of go either way.
I would honestly think foreboding would be the better choice, but at the same time I can totally see influence working too. Man, it's a toss-up there.
Yeah. Because the influence would just be to tell it to stop.
Then do that.
Okay.
I mean, isn't that... Yeah, go with it.
Yeah,
go with it.
Okay, let's do that. And if that doesn't work, then she's going to panic.
Then she's going to panic and hope Terrence can shoot from here.
Yeah.
Shoot from there.
Uh-huh.
Through trees and through rain.
Okay.
Don't worry, you're an elf. You're immune to its paralysis.
What?
Ghouls have a paralysis, and elves are immune to paralysis from ghouls.
They are?
No,
What?
It's a D&D joke.
I'm so confused. Don't confuse me with mixing game systems.
This is just D&D with
Alright,
guns.
help me with this, babe.
Okay.
So, I'm just gonna cast it big time.
Alright, hand me the book. Page 112.
Oh, no, that's for foreboding. This is for, influence is page 293 in, I think, that book.
Alright, so it is a manipulation spell. It's a mental manipulation spell, so check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Over here. Mental. So you come over to the beginning of the spell section where it says mental, and it tells you targets resist with logic plus willpower. Keep track of your net hits as they determine how long you can sustain the spell. While the spell is sustained, the target may take a complex action on their turn to resist by making a logic willpower test with a dice pool penalty equal to the spell's force. Every hit the target gets reduces the total, so you'll get a total. So you pick a force rating. This spell is force -1, so you can always, when you pick the force, if it's equal or less than your magic, it's stun. If it's greater, then it is physical damage.
Yes, I remember that.
Okay. And your resistance is going to be charisma plus willpower.
Yeah. And my magic is 4 + 1.
5.
And so... And my mental limit is 6. And that's what we're dealing with, right? No, it's magic limit.
Magic limit is equal to either your social or your mental, whichever is higher.
Okay, so 9.
Yeah. And the limit, that's for rolling the dice. So to cast a spell, it is your spell casting plus...
Your spell casting plus magic.
I gotta say yes, but I gotta find it again. Spell casting plus magic, and your limit is the force. Not... Your magic rating is your limit for resisting. No, I'm doing this wrong. I apologize. Let's start over. To cast the spell, you roll spell casting plus magic. Your limit is force. So you need to select the force rating.
Right, exactly. I'll do force rating 6.
Force rating 6. So it means if you fail any of your drain, that's physical damage.
No, it's because it's -1.
Ah, so it's 5.
And that means it's done.
That means it'll be stunned. Okay, we can do that. So you're rolling spellcasting plus magic, and the most successes you can get is 6.
Okay. So spellcasting is 6, magic is 5. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 successes?
And 5 of those were 6s.
Very awesome, but you only have 1 edge, so...
I know.
That was terrible, right?
But that's okay.
That's still freaking good. Alright, so... The next thing that happens is... You've yelled stop, and now it is going to stop your influence. You implant a single suggestion in the victim's mind. Powerful post-hypnotic command. The target carries out the suggestion as if they were his own. Confronted with the wrongness of the suggestion, might have a chance for save. So it gets a chance for save. And it's its willpower
plus
logic. Alright, so let's go back to the ghouls. And I do believe their willpower was really high. Willpower is a 5, logic is a 2.
Damn.
So they get 7 dice.
Okay.
2, 4, 6, 7. 1. Yep, just 1 success. So now what it says here is keep track of your net hits, which is 5. As that determines how long you can sustain the spell. While the spell is sustained, the target makes a complex action every round to go logic, willpower, to bring those down. Every round I roll 7 dice. And I got to knock out 5 more successes so then it can gain control of itself.
Okay. Awesome.
So,
and now I need to do the drain stuff.
Now you need to do the drain stuff. You
And
get your
charisma and willpower?
Yes.
Okay.
And they don't have a limit because it's 2 stats combined together.
1, 2, 3. 3 successes.
So you take 2 stun.
Okay. 2 stun.
All right. Now on its turn, so that was on its turn, it rushed forward, and your turn on 11, you go spell.
Mm-hmm.
On its following turn, it's going to try to resist again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going from 5 to 1. So now it's your action at 1.
I'm running.
You can still give it a command as you run. You can be like, run away from me.
Yeah. I'll do that. Run away.
All right, so you're like, run away.
Or like, go away.
Go away. And it sits there and it turns and it starts shaking its head as it's running back toward the sewer. And then, of course, running is a free action, so you can then move 4 times your... So It runs in one direction. You run in the other direction.
Yeah.
All right, make a perception check.
Okay.
You lose a dice because of your frustration of combat.
Frustration? Fear.
Fear of combat and whatnot. You're still...
Okay. Perception is, perception plus logic?
Yep.
Okay, so -1 to that. Okay. 1, 2, 3 successes.
All right, you almost run smack dab into Terrence as you come tearing through and jump out of the graveyard. He's coming around the corner going, what's going on? What was that noise?
Thing, back there.
All right, he immediately draws his gun.
We have to go. We have to run.
He's heading for the car.
Yeah. That's how she's running.
You getting into the car?
Yeah, getting into the car.
Okay.
Lock the doors.
All right, he's climbing into the car quickly. What did you see in there?
I don't know.
All right, so
because I've never seen a ghoul before.
Yeah. So yeah, he climbs into the car with you, and he's like, are you okay? You need to calm down. Just relax a little.
She's like flooring it right now to get...
You're driving a little fast. This is a dirt road. And he's trying to hang on.
Yeah, she's like focused on running away in her car. Just like, oh my god. Like she's checking the rear view mirror and shit.
Yeah, it jumps into the yard, the road behind you. And it's standing to a point where it's from its hips, the legs go backwards as it crawls out and then begins standing fully erect. And the red light... All you can see is legs and torso, the gangliness, as it's kind of like trying to run down the dirt road.
As it like appears, she gives like this really scared yelp, and so she's like, ah!
And you drive out of the cemetery.
All the way out.
Okay.
Very far away. Oh my gosh. So that's really...
Your phones erupt in noise as Angie sits there and goes, oh, you guys are back up, great.
And she's just like, oh my god, what the fuck was that thing?
Terrence is like, I didn't see anything.
You didn't...
No, I went looking for you. You didn't go the way I thought you were going to go. Then I didn't see you, so I headed for the car. Then all of a sudden you came out of the tree screaming.
It was a monster.
I can't disagree with that there are monsters in the graveyard.
It had big spindly legs and claws for hands. And it hisses at you with its teeth.
Angie pipes up to senses. Sounds like a ghoul. I've heard about them, seen pictures online. Pretty nasty things. I'm glad I stay indoors.
What's a ghoul?
She sits there and goes, the restless dead. They come back to life. It's like kind of like a vampire, but they mostly eat flesh.
That's disgusting.
Terrence sits there and goes, Angie, I don't think you're helping the situation here.
Oh, composure time. This is self-inflicted composure.
Okay.
8.
How many successes do you think you should get? 1, 2?
Probably 2.
Okay.
I made it!
Okay. Talk of consuming human flesh, scary creature. You can definitely see that's like some sort of horror film.
Yeah, I'm like totally paled out and just like, oh. And then she checks her pockets, like, oh, where did I get the data chip?
You got it. All right, you guys. He says, "Hey, why don't we go get some coffee at Soy Bucks?"
Sure, yeah.
And kind of unwind here a little bit.
Okay, that sounds great. And yeah, so she'll try to be a little more steady driving.
Okay.
Yeah, try to. Yeah.
Thanks for listening to the original box set Shadowrun podcast. Our runners will pick up where we left off next week. In the meantime, you can connect with us via Facebook or YouTube to check out actual play videos of the original box set playing Shadowrun and other tabletop RPGs. You can also swing by our website at originalboxset.com and check out our gaming calendar, additional information about our games, and images that inspire our worlds and characters. And if you're enjoying our work, please consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/originalboxset so that we can continue to bring you this podcast as well as other great actual plays and entertainment. Today's featured music is titled Epic Song from Alpha Brutal, and trust me, the whole song is pretty epic, so check it out. We'll catch you next week, chummers. And now for all this legal dreck. Original Box Set is licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial 4.0 International License. You can share us, but please give us credit. The Topps Company Inc. has sole ownership over the names, logo, artwork, marks, photographs, sounds, audio, video, and or any proprietary material used in connection with the game Shadowrun. The Topps Company Inc. has granted permission to Original Box Set, that's us, to use such names, logos, artwork, marks, and or any proprietary materials for promotional and informational purposes on its website, but does not endorse and is not affiliated with Original Box Set in any official capacity whatsoever. Oh my goodness, that's so much. Okay, bye.